So gender and dancing and are there differences? Um, I would say wonderful differences, really fun differences. If I'm leading a woman and she knows how to dance and we're, about the same size, most of the time, uh, it's like driving a sports car. You can, I can turn my follower on a dime and everything is just so quick and elegant and light. And that's a completely different experience from some of the men that I lead that are, you know, they may not be taller than me, or they might, but they're generally fairly stocky and outweigh me by a good amount. And it's a very powerful experience. Like I'm not, leading a sports car. I'm leading an M1A1 Abrams tank, and I am barely hanging on. I'm just trying to make sure we don't crash into anyone. But it's, you know, uh, manipulating that power around the dance floor rather than something that is so precise. It's a different experience. It's fun. I love it. So one thing I remember from the Remingtons days is Don't Ask, Don't Tell was still a thing. And although I was, I'd left active duty and wasn't really doing anything with the reserves either, it wasn't really a concern for me. There were active duty folks who showed up at the dances and danced, and it was on the bachelorette party circuit. The tourists would come in, and they would often bring some kind of camera and want to take photos. And I remember I was dancing with my friend Brenda, and I was leading, and she was following, and we came around that back corner, and then we're facing into the rest of the bar, and there was the bachelorette with the camera up, and we both looked like, oh crap. And I remember I tucked her head into my shoulder and turned, and just she just hugged into me, and we kind of went around the rest of the floor like that until we could get off the floor. And then I went and approached the young lady with the camera, and I was like, excuse me, if you don't mind, Don't Ask, Don't Tell is a thing. And if there are photographs on your camera of some of the people in here, in particular the woman I was just dancing with, and those get seen by the wrong people, she could lose her job. So if you could make sure that if you're taking photos, have the permission of the people that are in it, make sure they're really tight shots. And if you have any of, my friend, you could please make sure that gets deleted off your camera. And just, oh my God, okay, yeah, was not a problem. And I had that conversation a few times with people tourists who would show up and want to take photos. And by and large, they're very understanding and would immediately, make sure they got rid of those photos. And it also resulted in some other conversations of, well, that's a thing. They still fire people for that. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. A lot of people thought that wasn't a thing when it still was. But what I really like about country dancing is you're dancing with someone, not just at them. And I really enjoyed that connection with other people. And with country dancing in particular, asking someone to dance isn't just a euphemism for, so do you want to go make out later? A dance is just a dance. Y'all can decide on the rest later if you want to, that's fine. But, there's no, at least in our community, there's no real intimidation for going up and asking someone to dance and thinking, are they going to take it the wrong way? Or, if someone comes up and asks you to dance, and you're not just going to assume that they're hitting on you, which I think it just makes it a lot more fun. It takes a lot of the other games and stuff out of it. And I like that.